your weirdos for the evening. And coming back from where we previously left off, our adventurers had their original employer get killed due to carelessness, followed by them going into town, meeting a drunken wizard by the name of Baird at the tavern, whom, when they were being tested for their next employer, had discovered he almost killed them. So yeah, that was unpleasant, especially. But that all our adventurers had managed to survive. The trio of Nessis, Gilgamesh, and Enkidu. And now, from the word of the Reeve, from the promised employment, they're off to go deal with the goblin problem, of which, on the way to the goblins, they had to deal with a rogue bugbear, of which they managed to dispatch with ease. Shall they continue to be so lucky? And from previously, they had managed to be able to pay enough attention and investigate and find traps leading to the Goblin Cave. That's where we leave off.
So we just start walking then?
Yeah, you guys can you see the start of the cave, and you can't really see much. You just see an opening, and roll for perception. Okay.
Just so the camera knows, this one is Nessis, this one is Gilgamesh, and this one is Enki.
Yes, Enkidu.
Enkidu.
Or Enki for short, and Gil for short for Gilgamesh.
And 16, respectively.
What is it plus?
It's your wisdom modifier, but there's an actual perception trait.
Stop thinking.
Oh, never mind.
7.
On both of those, it is actually...
Phoenix, I will brew you up.
19 and 18.
I
forgot I'm proficient in both those traits.
18.
18? Okay, so all three of you were actually paying attention. You can see the cave. It's not the normal type of cave that goes into the side of a mountain. It's actually like, almost like a mound. It looks like it's going underground. And you all see a very big wolf right in front of it.
That way.
Oh no, it's just wrapped up, but it's watching you.
No.
Oh yes.
Because he's the sneaky stegosaurus. She was worried about him standing up.
And he sees you three, and he immediately does not recognize him. He starts to growl. He's trying to warn you guys, don't come near, I will hurt you.
Enkidu takes this chance to just lean over to Nessis and say, I don't think the doggy likes you.
I don't think he does either. This might be an issue for us.
Who was holding the stakes? Who carved up the bugbear? I think it was Enki, right?
I think so.
Cool. Enki, where he is standing, without moving closer, decides to chuck the wolf one cut of bugbear steak in an attempt to make it friendly.
Roll for animal handling.
Wisdom. Oh, fantastic. It's a 2, right? It's a 5?
So the wolf sniffs it, and it goes back to staring at you three. It is not entertained.
I don't know if there's... I don't know if there's much we can do to make this guy leave. I think Gilgamesh will actually address the group and say, do we have anything we can do to make this guy leave without, eating our flesh?
I can try, and we'll see how it goes. Pass me the player's handbook.
Enkidu will say, I like your enthusiasm, Nessis.
So, I lean over to my teammates and say, if I'm gonna do this, you have to try not to die, okay?
And then Enkidu emphatically says, no promises! And Gilgamesh will just give you a solemn nod.
So I will speak with him then.
Okay, so you cast Speak with Animals. Alright.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that makes him any more
Is that
persuasive, does
is
it?
that
Just
cantrip, or is that
No.
you
That's why I said they have to try not to die.
okay?
oh, because there'll be less healing.
Yes.
All right. What do you say?
So I creep a little closer, not too close, so it doesn't want to eat me. And I just ask, nice sir, what are you doing here?
Protecting my masters.
So, for us to go speak with your masters, is there a way we can persuade you to let us by?
He raises a leg.
I think Enkidu will just start flipping through this little booklet he's got. Yeah, so Enkidu, he picked up this little notebook to start flipping through it, and Gilgamesh, he just kind of stops brother. He just puts his hand on his shoulder, and he just steps up and clears his throat, and announces that he's doing Firebolt.
Everybody roll for initiative. Enki has 6.
Gil has 6, Enki has 10.
Okay.
Let me roll this one more dice to make sure.
And Nessis,
16.
your wolf. Alright.
So ranged spell attack.
So-
Spell save DC is what he'd roll against me, right? No.
Yeah, but Nessis, having heard you announce that you're going to cast Firebolt, actually is like, I'm in front of him, so I'm gonna move real quick.
Just not in front of it.
I'm just going to move back here very quickly.
I'd like to see
Get out of the way of
moat
Firebolt.
Moat of fire, not cone of fire, so it is targeted and would in fact have had a straight shot. So I was
Still making sure.
Yeah, well I wasn't trying to, like, I don't know, thunder shock or thunder wave
Thunder
people
wave.
off a sheer in air.
Hey, that was an entirely different one. Okay?
Yeah, that's fair. Different campaign. Can't hold that against you.
I was just
There's
playing
been
the
some
character.
history with our druids in the past. Of,
Earl?
Druid.
I don't
Druid,
think-
right
I
here.
don't think anyone else has played a druid, and you're the only one with the patience.
Yep.
What's funny is that she's a tabaxi and she's a druid, so she could turn into a different colored tabaxi in theory with her druidic powers when she reaches level
So she, not like change your height, form, or shape, or anything, just her color.
2. Well, she can turn into like an animal, but like in theory though, she could also
She could just be a green tabaxi.
she could be like, I'm a leopard.
Alright. Not gonna lie, pretty cool.
What? Yeah, it's in my head still.
Oh, okay.
So
Just do
I
the-
roll.
To what?
It's a ranged spell attack. Or
Yes.
hit or miss.
Yes. And then you add your spell attack bonus. Aren't you using your spell bonus?
Because I didn't write all that that part down.
Oh, that makes sense. See, that's from the short.
I don't have long hands, so I
You
You're
said
not
plus
bugbear?
strength? Plus what?
Spell attack modifier.
just don't wear cloud shoes.
So that is 7. So okay.
24 to hit.
20. Yeah, you hit. You kind of do. Yeah.
What are you hitting it with? I don't think I gotta hear that.
Produce flame.
Oof. Smoky wolf.
Is that D8?
D8, right?
Okay.
It's a 2.
That's a So you
He singed his whiskers.
you actually don't even get his whiskers. You kind of like singe his sides. It was a fair deed to be done. And now it is his turn. Having been burned,
Singed. He was singed.
singed,
I don't think that definition is gonna stop him from targeting his last attack.
he
Probably not.
is most definitely after the very tasty looking kitty. Will you put him directly in front of you? Nope, one to the left. There we go. And now he is going to try to bite you now.
Should've used claws.
Will a 17 hit?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
How much health do you have?
Enough to know that 4 is not gonna
No,
hurt me
no,
too much.
no. You don't know the stats.
Well,
Okay, cool. Okay, so he bites at your leg, and he tears actually a chunk of flesh and muscle off. Make a strength saving throw.
D20?
Yep. Get your strength modifier on top of it.
You use the spell
That's your
slot
strength
to talk
mod.
with an angry wolf.
Okay. 13.
You got 13? Okay, you're still standing
Oh.
with 11 points of damage. And, he kind of does a happy growl.
A contented growl, you mean?
Yes, he's very proud of himself. Enki, is now your turn.
I was gonna make a joke about him jumping backwards, but that's actual movement, and I don't want to do that. There's a wolf!
Let's see if he still commits to that firebolt.
That wasn't Enkidu Firebolt.
Oh, that was Gil?
Yeah, that was Gil.
Enki doesn't have Firebolt. But, spell slot 1 of 2, Magic Missile!
You're using your second level one spell?
First
Not
level
level
1.
2 yet.
I mean, your first
Yes,
level
level 2.
Your second level one spell.
First.
I haven't used the spell slot yet, so let's make it a long match.
I didn't.
No, you guys had that fight with the bugbear. Each one of your characters used level one spells.
I used cantrips that whole time.
Magic missile.
I don't think I did Magic Missile that
You did.
Replay the tapes! Gil used Magic Missile, and he did not, because I have that
Oh,
right there.
okay. All right.
I thought that was from an even older session I hadn't erased. But Gil has used one, and
Okay.
I will manage to keep that written down. But
Well, I appreciate that. So
Enki's
you are
first
going.
spell slot of magic missile. That doesn't roll to hit. It's just damage.
That is straight damage. Yeah, it's 3d4 plus 1. Well, if you say plus 3, it's plus 3 to each d4. So.
Okay. 6, 7, 10 damage.
10 damage. All right, where were you aiming with these missiles? Since they're essentially darts.
Well, I saw that Nessis didn't have too good with the sides she singed, so I thought I'd go for the same spot, just do like some impact damage.
You hear it, yipe, and it's breathing actually kind of heavy now. Yeah, that's as far as you can tell from the damage of it.
Likey.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay, so yep, it's Gil's turn again. Well, it's Gil's turn now.
Gilgamesh will decide to use his hand trick, Firebolt, which is a bolt of fire targeted, not cone damage or radius slash, any of those other words. Ranged spell attack.
Okay. Roll d20 plus your spell attack modifier.
Spell attack bonus.
Yes, your spell attack bonus.
15.
15?
Yeah.
Hits.
Coolio. 1d10.
See, I don't think you've had a single crit one yet.
This game? Well, not like as an action. No, this is the 10 ring.
Yes.
7.
Alright. So,
What's he have, like 17 so far?
Something like that.
yeah, you actually now see that actually burned him. You finally have gotten past his fur coat.
I was hoping to hear you surprise me.
And you just see some patches of charred flesh now. And you said 7, correct? Oh. Okay. And now it is back to Nessis.
So I think I'm going to go back 15.
You are going to give him an attack opportunity.
I thought that was only for flames.
No, that is if you leave their range. Like if
I thought if you left and there were no other opponents, couldn't she jump and then he just targets me without?
you can do an acrobatics check. See if you can.
He swings at you, but if
I
you
don't feel confident in that. So never mind.
Okay.
I am going to.
remember, I have false life, but no healing of others.
Yeah, you are their only healer.
I am going to attempt again to burn him and hopefully not singe him this time.
Okay, roll damage. Well, roll to a hit.
Oh. Still
What's
have
the
them all.
attack bonus? 10.
So it just... You go to cast it, dead in its base, and you just make like a little spark. And is that going to be all? Are you going to try to run away and give it an attack of opportunity or no?
No.
Okay. So,
It's one of those things where it's a safe thing, but also you can't risk it at this point.
now it's its turn, and it is much more mad.
That's fair.
Like, it is looking at the one closer to it that just hurt it a lot of the two high elves. And it is going to
Meaning?
bite at Enkidu. Because it's not moving.
don't know what this means.
Odd.
It's a 20, isn't it?
It's a nat
It's a
20.
nat 20. You were getting ready to pick it up and show it. Is it modded higher than 20? Yes or no? Is it modded higher than 20?
The actual hit, it was a nat 20.
I thought you just re-rolled it or something.
No,
You just
no,
rolled damage.
That I rolled damage.
9.
That was not in question. So to make this quick,
Oh no.
can you
Say it.
roll a d20 for me real quick?
19. What?
Your left family jewel is now in the wolf's mouth. And that was 16 damage.
How does that kill? How does taking my nut off give me more damage than I have?
It was what I saw fit. It actually pulled out quite a bit of
Like a grasshopper?
mm-hmm. Yep. You are. Yeah. Amazingly enough, it's still pretty good.
the right one was still connected. Yeah, it's just really lit on there like a chain.
Yeah.
From a chain.
Yep. So, Enki, actually, since it's his turn now, roll F save.
How?
Roll d20. No modifier. You now can put one mark on Enkidu's page for a save. Alright. Now it's Gilgamesh's turn.
Magic missile.
That is fair. Roll
And that's a
damage.
spell slot, and I know it is.
Mark the spell slot and roll damage. I've never felt so guilty getting a nat 20 before.
Nessis sees him start to do this and just leans over and whispers, "You have to nail this. Kill him."
Leans over to who? The guy who's just been disemboweled, or the one
Just,
that
like,
knows
leans
that this is the
over him.
last chance?
You have to do this.
Ugh, I have so many freaking notebooks. See, this is why I don't like the idea that the spellcaster has to keep a spellbook. He doesn't know these in his head, because this means realistically, logistically, he is doing this mid-fight, researching spells.
Complete with coloring pages.
Oh, okay.
It's magic missile, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see the dice.
3d4.
One. Yeah. One. Oh, D4 is the same as fireball.
Did I give you that much damage for
5, 6. It's what's on there.
9 damage.
Okay.
Say the words.
He howls in pain, and you can actually see that the darts are causing bruising, and he is bleeding from them.
I think Gilgamesh needs to take a moment and he just thinks to himself how amazingly powerful these magical darts of energy whizzing through the air and hitting a targeted creature, leaving bruising. He thinks that's a little funny.
That bruising, and he's bleeding. Like the surrounding area is bruised. Due to
Gilgamesh
impact.
does not find this an acceptable trait.
Nessis.
Ah!
Gilgamesh says, I tried. This wolf is apparently tougher than we had given it credit for. Snarl of a breeze. association.
Yeah, it just goes because
Can we I thought she can
I
speak
can understand him.
We can't. We just hear a snarl.
Kind of glare at him.
Gil just hears a snarl. Gil just hears a snarl.
He sees it as it's roll her eyes at the wolf. I hope she's on screen. There is a
She's not.
Possibly just her face.
Well, you see where my arm is going. She's about right here, and she's very flexible.
I am going to say, forget this, and I'm just going to go his face with my claws.
What's your dice for that?
It's a D4. Ugh.
Do not. Okay.
You have to roll the hit first.
I guess. Even though that one was really good. I don't want to.
It's. I hate to say it, but it also has your strength mod.
I don't think that helps any better.
I know. So what?
It's
Well,
an 8.
Modded
It's
8.
been modded 8.
her mod takes it down. So
I'm
yeah,
not using that dice anymore.
he distracted with what's in his mouth, doesn't notice you clawing and missing him.
Good.
In fact, he doesn't even see you as a threat at all.
Aww.
He is going to move directly in front of Gilgamesh.
He just licks the tabaxi blood off his lips.
Also, he kind of just drops what was in his mouth.
That hunk that was still in there.
Yep, the family jewel.
Oh, me.
Doesn't that give me an advantage roll?
Attack of
If he's-
opportunity.
Well, yeah.
You have to roll to hit first. And you weren't holding a weapon, you were just clawing. So you have to roll that one.
It still works.
Roll the D4.
D20 to hit.
You have to first hit him.
D20 here. 15! Well,
Oh, it's a negative mod?
it's a -3.
How?
She chose strength as her number. And as you claw, it misses.
Dang.
Get your die out.
No, I'm failing.
And now he is going to go bite at the one who just threw some painful darts at him.
I hope you liked it.
Well, it's only a 20. Gerald.
Don't.
He
God, I'm asking you please. With no other real combatants right now. At any this will kill me and then she'll die, probably.
He
TPK.
bites your leg and actually knocks you down to the ground in between the actual force of the bite and your head hitting a rock that was on the ground. You have 14 points damage.
I thought you were going to say you have a health point, but you consistently forget the numbers I tell you and just give me twice as much damage as I have health. Consistent.
So Enki's turn to roll a death save.
I was just saying, he's not going to do
Death save. 11, so you have another success. One more success. Now Gil's death save.
Five.
So now Gil has a fail. Back to Nessis.
Nessis, upon seeing this, knows that she can't quite leave her teammates in this wonderful situation we have found ourselves in. So
TPK file.
A very large wolf.
Oh, okay. That makes it more dignified.
So
Yeah.
she crosses her fingers and hopes yet again this one is going to work. Yes.
We show up the next day, they got a new wolf bodyguard in the cave. Do this all over again.
17.
Hits. Hit. Hallelujah.
And that one is what? D20s? No.
For what were you swinging?
I don't know what you're
Reduced
doing.
flame.
Huh?
Reduced flame. Oh my
I
goodness.
thought that was it.
D8. You're gonna get this soon.
Okay.
D8.
Mm-hmm.
Bless it, just give it. You should have blessed it! It won.
It's a crit one.
I mean, it did damage. You
It
just
did do damage.
you swatted it in the face with your tabaxi paw, not your claw.
So that was produced flame. So yeah, you singed its side of its face, and now it's growling at you, and you can see the blood from your high elf companions just running down its muzzle. Yell for your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So it trots back in front of you. Does 15 hit?
Yeah.
What was it? It was 13. Keep that number.
So
So how did your TPK look?
hold on.
like we're not quite killing you guys yet. Don't
So-
get ahead of yourselves.
He
Almost
ends
said
up.
as a crit one.
I rolled 2 dice. He ended up actually biting your other leg, and the blood loss from it causes you to black out. And when you all wake up, you notice you're inside a cave.
Does
Barely.
it feel like we've been resting a little bit of time, not a lot of time at all, or a very long rest? I mean, a very long
you have no
time.
idea how long you guys have been asleep,
Does
but
it feel like we have like
it's. I'm going to say you guys all have 1 HP. It's not a long rest. You don't even get to roll a short rest. So you're inside of a cave. Yeah, move the piece. Okay. So our adventurers find themselves patched. Barely patched.
I was gonna say.
With like leaves used instead of bandages. One of them feels a bit unbalanced.
Which?
Enkidu feels unbalanced.
Oh.
And Nessis, your legs hurt a lot. And you guys awake to see a couple of goblins, actually.
Where is the entrance to this?
Oh, you still have the one?
Is this the entrance or the exit?
You don't know.
We have no idea where we are.
I know. I'm trying to get a cheat.
A couple of goblins around a fire spit.
A couple means two, right?
Yes. And they were just talking with themselves like, yeah. This pig's nice, but I can't wait. I can't wait. Pig good, but that better. And then you guys, also through your sleepy eyes, see some rustling in the blankets, like some people are asleep inside them underneath this makeshift hut. You're inside a cave with like a skylight naturally just showing this beautiful blue little pond. And you're all tied up.
Temporarily.
What do you do?
So as your characters are just kind of rolling out of sleep, slowly assessing this grim and dire situation. Enki, while feeling a bit wobbly, leans over to Nessis and he says, I think your claws are our best bet right now. To get us out of the restraints. Because they are like hemp rope or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Nessus, hearing his request, looks around at all of the goblins
Mm-hmm.
to see if they're paying attention to us.
Roll for perception.
10.
20. Plus your perception modifier.
8.
It seems like they're not paying attention. No.
Probably not, or they're not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
There's a
Can
good
Enkidu,
chance
can
they're
Enkidu
not.
like just look and see if they're paying attention real quick?
Yeah, he can roll perception.
Oh, thank goodness.
We are not having good luck tonight.
Modded 20.
They are not.
Thank you. Wanted to make sure. So Enki will lean over and say, I don't think they're watching right now to Nessis.
So Nessus will try to free Enkidu.
Yourself first.
Mm-mm.
What?
How are we bound up?
Arms to your sides.
Yeah, so she would probably be the first one to be able to wiggle free if
I
anything.
can't. If it's to my sides, I can't reach up.
You can't shimmy
See?
your hand in any position to the point where claws can start to, because we don't have I feel like they took our daggers. I feel like they took everything. But I'm gonna go ahead as Gilgamesh and see if I can't feel anything attached to my body. Does Gilgamesh...
Amazingly enough, you have all your weapons.
Knowing this, do you have any daggers on you? I will continue.
But I think I can reach him. And Enkidu will say, how am I going to... Well, he'll quietly say, how am I going to get my daggers? He does not want to alert the guards that he is very distressed right now. And he's feeling slightly emotional, oddly. Just doesn't have the testosterone to balance everything out anymore.
So it's a D4.
D20 strength.
to see if we can just Hulk out? Is that what we're doing?
What was that?
Strength.
Mm-hmm.
15.
Damn, that's a good roll.
Been better.
So yes, your
Minus
claws
3.
do manage to actually cut.
Strangely and inexplicably, from the side, they still managed to cut the rope.
Not hers. Yours.
I cut yours.
Alright, cool.
Roll your d4 now, though. I want to know how efficiently they're cutting.
Is that plus anything?
Nope.
2. They're doing a half good job.
Can I do a strength save to see if I can undo the slightly undone ropes?
You can either do that or wait half an hour, because that's how long. Actually, no. Half an hour for her to cut your ropes all the way. So you want to do the strength? Alright, roll for strength.
Not you. Modded 20.
So yeah,
Well, 17. No, 17, but yeah. I was thinking of the wrong mod.
from Nessis's beginning cuts and Enkidu's strength, you burst through the freaking ropes. You still
Quietly.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Want to make sure it's quietly.
Well, I could always have you roll for stealth.
I'd rather not.
Exactly. But yeah, you guys still just hear them talking. Yeah, it's been going good, but not going to be better.
Does this, so the freshly freed Enkidu, while hoping that if God is listening, he might be able to provide input, but Enkidu leans over to Nessis and asks, do you feel somehow as if you are able to produce magic again, almost as if spell slots have been renewed or something? Or do you still feel lame?
I still feel pretty lame.
You know, I was feeling that too. I don't think I can make magic either.
I think we may need a long rest after this wonderful trip.
You know, and Gil will pipe up, if we can make it out of this alive without any more surprisingly strong encounters, I feel like resting will be a fantastic idea.
Alright, let's get out of here and try that.
Cool. So, Enkidu, he will...
All three you guys that trying to sneak out, roll for stealth.
We're not sneaking
No,
out
we're
yet.
not.
We're still sitting down.
Okay.
We're saying this is going to be an awful great idea when we get around to it.
Okay. Is
Enkidu is the only one free, and he's pulling out his dagger to try to free Nessis real quick. To which he hears this, he turns around and Gil is just sour, not crossing his arm, he's bound, but he is not happy that the twin did not start getting him untied first.
Aw.
So he'll try to slice the kitty free. You'll have to...
Just roll T20, man.
With what mods?
Either strength or dex, whichever's higher.
9?
You're going dead slow.
Very slowly, but it's working. Okay.
Yeah.
How roughly?
We're sitting here for
Can we
like
tell
an
how-
hour and a half trying to break free.
Or is it less than that?
It's, I would actually say about an hour and a half. It's dead slow. Like, these goblins had a lot of rope. Outrageous supply of rope.
Enkidu will just lean over. This would probably go faster if you flexed or tried to just...
I will try to help him out and use my cloth. You're getting no help.
So,
No help.
thank you for the verification. Oh, my face hurts. 'Cause I just don't want to do this for an hour and a half and see how long it takes the guards to start looking over here again. So, I wish there Is there a cantrip that's the opposite of mending? Like, you can just... Because that would
No.
work really well right
What
now.
cantrips does Enkidu have?
He can whisper to the goblins if he really, really wants to. Send a clear and concise message straight to the goblin's ear. He can make the earth slightly more accommodating for his grump. And his lack thereof. But, like... That's, again, not cantrips, so... I see what you're trying to go for, but I don't see how it works here. Because if that were to work, I don't see where I would go with it. They just have a different person sitting there. Disguising.
Goblins have a 10 intelligence.
At least that way, if they looked over at us, they wouldn't suspect you.
I have a plan that I don't think will work while bound.
Well, we don't have very good luck right now as it is, so
I mean,
let's give it a shot.
Unless God thought I had a better plan than that.
I don't know if you had a better plan, did you?
No, I don't think there's anything. Thunder wave in a cave. Just woo. I could have done a thing earlier, but I guess this is That's not feasible, God. What are we doing? I'll stop shaking the camera. So, do I have to focus all of my attention on Nessis, or can I, like, try to saw two people free? I don't know.
Yeah, if you want to keep trying to cut Nessis free, you can.
Nessus leans
Obviously,
over.
we're still continuing to do that. We haven't ditched the F. Oh, wait, this isn't going to go very fast. And he just pulls the knife away until there's a better. No, he's still cutting.
Okay.
He's thinking. Just thinking while sawing.
Is a 13 gonna let me help him with the
You already
dagger?
rolled a crit.
Yeah.
Fine. You're no help.
Cool. And seeing as we don't have initiatives or turns and actions, Enkidu will. Yes.
Yes,
Keep going.
goblins.
Keep going.
Are you making us like discreetly roll stealth checks to see if we're getting away with all of this?
No, just... Oh, okay, so you're continuing to cut?
No. First off, no.
Okay, then keep going.
Enkidu will do a full 180 and start trying to free his brother.
Okay, do your strength check now with the dagger.
This has nothing to do with investigation.
No.
10
That's it with your strength modifier?
of 2 for Enki. 8 plus 2 is
So yeah, your roll for damage also. Roll a d4.
Did we slice Trace.
Okay, so you notice that at this rate it's going to take about half an hour to cut him free.
So, and I do mean this in all seriousness. Yeah, Enki just drops the dagger, like as quietly as he can. He's just like, forget this. Like quiet, like he placed it. and he put his arms back where they were, and he's thinking of another plan. But if the goblins want to turn around, their prisoners are still prisoners, and he is reassessing his very frustrated, nutless situation.
Well, the goblins have not noticed.
That's awful generous, thank you. So Enki will lean over to his brother and say, I don't know what to do. And Gil will say, I don't know what to do either. Nessis, you got any idea on what we're supposed to be doing? Because
I have no idea.
plumb out of luck and ideas. Unless you
I
want to
think
do this
we're
for
a
an
little
hour
stuck.
and a half.
How about you guys roll for intelligence? How about that?
What do you mean?
Roll for intelligence. Just roll d20 and add your intelligence mod.
It's not good. Actually, it is. Nine and 7.
Is that with mods?
Yes!
Mine's 12.
Okay. So Nessis realizes, hey, these are all just regular goblins.
That's not. Does she say this out loud?
This is her
Quietly.
This is her epiphany. This is her epiphany. Hey, these are all just regular goblins. If somebody could turn into a goblin boss or something, maybe they'll listen.
Don't think that. I know. Everybody, that's what he was telling me to do, but that's not gonna work here. Like, how does the goblin boss show up next to 2 prisoners, replacing one of the prisoners, while the other prisoners are bound and have it fly? Like, if you want to have me roll to flap my arms really hard and break through the ceiling just based off a roll, that seems like it makes as much sense, even for dumb goblins, to see whether that fools them. But Enkidu, feeling the stupid ridiculousness of the situation, decides to disguise self as the
Does
orc.
Nessis bring this up to him?
She can bring this up if she wants. This idea was already his own.
Okay.
And suddenly, as he stands up, looking like the goblin boss, in his full glory, of which he does not know if he has to roll for or not.
Look at the specifics of the spell.
Is it in the spell book?
Yes, it's
Okay.
disguise self, but I got it written down. You make yourself, including your everything, clothing, armor, weapons, the whole shebang, look different until the spell ends. You can seem 1 foot taller, shorter, fatter, thinner. Can't change body type.
Okay.
Do I look like a goblin boss?
Yes, you
Cool.
look like a tall goblin boss, but you still look like a nasty, gnarly looking goblin boss.
No saves. Cool. So, as a
You just hit a cat.
Oh, I did. I'm so sorry. I'm so fresh. I'm sorry. Oh my god. So, as the newly reinstated orc boss, or goblin boss, I gotta get my story straight. I will walk up to the middle and pronounce in my most assumedly goblin voice. Hey! What are all you doing sitting around here when there's other things to be doing? And he tries to instill fear of the gods in these goblins. Does it work?
Roll intimidation.
Oh no! No! He's here!
So,
And before you leave, remind me which way the exit was.
Past the pond! Past the pond! So, the one
Go
closer-
the other way!
The one closest to the tent.
Yeah, sorry. Go the other way then!
The one closest to the tent shakes the other two and says, "Boss is here. He wants us to go deeper in the cave. He wants us deeper in the cave. He's pretty mad. He's pretty mad." And they all scatter towards the other end of the cave. Deeper inside. They're no longer in sight.
Nessis, seeing this odd behavior actually work, says, "Do you want to try to get back to the ropes now?"
And then Enkidu, in his goblin voice, will say, "I'm not sure what you mean, but I want to go home."
Do you cut the ropes again on them?
I know what you mean, and yes. And I think now that they don't have to worry about cards, can just slicity slice the ropes, right?
Yes.
Cool, so he goes over. Still as a goblin boss, in case anybody shows up, because I got an hour duration and I'm keeping it. Slices the others free.
Okay. And it seems to go a little bit easier now that you're not trying to be quiet.
Oh, that's handy.
It's a little bit
take
faster.
an hour.
Yeah. So, guys are free now.
Nessis just looks at the other two and says, "I don't know about you guys, but I am done. Can we please go back and get some sleep?"
Seconded.
Third.
And out the front exit we go.
Is there anything else, or is that the exit?
So you guys end up in a separate, like a straight up hallway for a while.
A tabaxi, a high elf, and the
It's
goblin.
about 20 feet wide.
Okay.
It's about 20 feet wide as a hallway, so you guys are able to walk side by side.
I was just saying, if we get anybody else, I'm still the boss.
It takes about 10 or so minutes to get through to the other side. But you guys see 4 more goblins. You're just like,
And I just clear my throat, and I say, "Do you have anything better to do than stand and twiddle your thumbs at the entrance?"
"Boss, are those the prisoners?"
No, they are mine, and I will eat them at my leisure. Go and do as I have commanded.
Roll intimidation.
I'm their boss. Am I not intimidating? Can I keep it?
Yes.
Yes.
It's an 18 with a 2, 20. Modded 20.
So they're like, oh, okay. So they go out the front, and you hear the wolf yelp for a second, and they all just kind of like scamper away.
Is it safe to say we have made it back to town?
Is it safe to say we've made it to the edge of the cave?
You guys are at the cave entrance now,
Cool.
because the goblins even took the wolf with them.
So, since Enkidu is feeling empowered wearing the boss's skin, he decides to take the lead and he says, "I'm gonna stay in this skin until we get back to town. Are we just going straight to the inn?
Yes.
And they make their way, as long as they are interrupted or uninterrupted, towards the town.
There you are, uninterrupted.
Tavern! And Enkidu, opening the door, drops his facade and starts crying in the doorway. Literally and unabashedly crying in the doorway. Because he has, again, lost a nut.
I wonder if his right family jewel is still his right.
These are the noises he's making. And he's so tired.
So, the guard that's upstairs of the inn rushes down because he hears the sobbing and he thinks it's a woman. And
He's not far off.
He just sees you three beaten, battered, and abused, and he's like, "What happened? You were gone a day."
And Gil will pipe up. Barrett is no longer my most hated person in this town. Where? He's already known where the rooms are, so he says, if there's no other matters for us to attend to, we would like our very long rest and respite.
He just says, "Yeah, but you gotta get the keys from the orc."
I thought we had the keys in our pocket. Like, out of game, would we not hold on to the keys?
Yeah, you guys do have the keys. He just doesn't realize that you didn't turn them in.
So Gil will look at him and say, do we look like the type to return something when we need it? Do we look like the type to entertain any sort of unnecessary nonsense when we are not forced to? And he just tries to eyeball whoever the heck this was he was talking to, but he cannot remember. He looks at the guard and he's just withering stare.
Alright. Jeez, alright.
There's nothing else.
You want me to possibly see if he will make you guys dinner?
I would like you to do your job and to leave us alone, please, if it's not too much to ask.
Okay.
And he just, without waiting for an answer, leaves the other two at the front, well, you know, inside the front entrance, and he just walks off towards his room. We may still talk. Gil is now going to his room and asleep.
Okay.
So Nessis just kind of taps the little half sobbing, half elf.
Not half sobbing. Full
sobbing little half elf next to
Wait.
her.
You're you should stand up. Wait, we're not even there.
We're not even there. High elf.
Gil is off, and the other high elf is prone on his face, just crying.
She just pats him on the back and says, "Let's go up the stairs. It's gonna be okay."
And he just holds one arm up in the air like drag me.
So she drags him up the stairs.
Just drops him like a sack of flour next to his room. And you hear this half-hearted "thank you" from the floorboards. He shambles in on his knees and palms. You hear this tapping noise, and Enki just throws something at the door.
Okay. Next morning.
Let me get my stuff in order. Let me get that written down.
Oh dear.
What's wrong?
So you guys wake up all in your rooms. Your wounds.
Physically refreshed,
Yeah.
emotionally.
You're still. You can see the bruising. You can see the starts of permanent damage and scars and missing permanent appendage. And yeah. What do you guys do? You're all in your beds.
I'd like to point out, Enkidu is struggling to get out of bed right now. Not because of physical pains. No. He just doesn't want to fight the goblins today. And Gilgamesh, along these weird, sort of mentally connected twin lines, is feeling the same sort of apathy towards his job.
You guys just start to hear.
So Gil This is just tangent. Can you tell roughly where this tapping is coming from? Because it's not the rooms, it's the hallway, right? He just imagines a point roughly right outside of his door, and he uses the cantrip prestidigitation just to the clap sound just as loud and startling as he can.
So the guard lets out a shriek and sits back down.
Simultaneously, the twins get over their resignations and they start donning their weapons and preparing to meet Nessis momentarily.
Nessis has just kind of perched herself in the hallway up against the wall. Really not wanting to do this either. Just waiting for the two of them to see if they will come.
It takes them, I'm telling you, 20 minutes just to get dressed and roll out, but they come out slowly into the hall. And they look at you, at how happy and ecstatic you seem, and they trudge over. Do you have a game plan for today, says Gilgamesh to Nessis.
The only game plan I have is to not have a repeat of yesterday. That's it.
Enkidu will say, I'm not excited to imitate the boss again, but now that we know that's an option, do we want to go back or search for any other sort of like Agent Orange we can just drop on the complex without going inside? Because I don't think, aside from our 250 magical, or 250 gold piece magical glowing weapons that we were proffered the other day, I don't know how much use will be against these enemies.
It's not seeming like they're gonna be very good. So let's just...
Yeah, says Enki.
Yeah.
And Gil will say, wait a minute. I hate these guys too, but we're not actually thinking about ditching, are we? And then he just kind of grabs his brother's shoulder and kind of, as if he's taking him aside from this 3-person group, just excluding Nessis, and he says, did you see how close to dying we were? I see that, brother, but we can't just abandon this place, and why exactly not? They paid us to do a job. Now, actually, they didn't pay us up front. So you're saying we just need to leave? I'm saying I don't know that we're properly equipped to fight these people. I think we need to at least include the third member of the party, and they just both turn in unison towards you to see what you think.
Nessis has been hearing the whole conversation so far. And he's just looking at them going, no guys, we're really not equipped to handle this right now.
And as Gilgamesh is slowly coming around to the idea that he might actually just have to ditch, he says a little prayer to himself, not a kneel prayer, or not like a real, but he's just kind of like, just composing himself. He prays to God, and he says, if we decide to abandon this town, do you think our stories will continue? Metaphorically speaking, of course. And he waits for inspiration. And he decides to reiterate to God, ditching without probably coming back. Did you... Oh, wait, did you just do this? And Gilgamesh somehow just doesn't quite feel good enough to leave just yet. He literally smacks himself in the back of the head and says, I don't think we can leave. So,
Nessis hearing him
he
say-
decides, Gilgamesh whispers to Enki, and Enki just gets the biggest manure-eating grin, nodding his head. He looks at Gil, and Gil looks to Nessis and says, Do you want to steal the legendary weapons from the smiths? And he'll continue, I don't see much else we can do here. And we're too broke to continue, and God has told me we must stay here, and I feel like our best option is risking the guard's ire and stealing weapons under the cover of darkness. And he does have his head in his hand. He's not happy about this.
Nessis looks at them a little worried and says, I don't see another option, guys.
Enki is just bouncing and clapping. Yay! Larceny! And I think we just need to scope out the smith shop and kind of vet the place out right now.
Yes.
Make our way to the building across the way from the smith.
So, you guys go downstairs in the tavern, and you see, sitting at one of the tables, dressed in full armor, sitting with his 2 rapiers and 2 guards, with a smirk on his face. Malark.
And I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but I don't guess this is a tall fellow by our luck.
This is a half-elf,
Yep. Not what I was thinking, but okay.
and he's the Reeve. Just looks at you guys and say, how did yesterday go?
Gilgamesh had, like, you know, the wherewithal to try to compose himself before even thinking of a response. Enki just has to look aghast at the Reeve. Does it look like it went well? Out loud, full character. Not gonna take it back. Enki says this to the Reeve, his employer, his armed and imposing employer. Does it look like it went well?
He picks up his cup, drinks a little bit, looks over, says, well, do you need help?
How much can you spare?
Well, all of my men have duties here in town, but I can help.
Gilgamesh would pipe up, and you would definitely have requisition rights in town, yes.
What are you after?
Gilgamesh just looking at the face. There's an awfully unhelpful and just altogether obtrusive halfling with some weaponry that might be able to help us. And if you're not up to fully requisitioning the items, I'm sure the magical, nearly indestructible things will at least be able to withstand a temporary hiatus from their place on the shelves.
Did you just seriously tell me that you wanted to rob one of the stores in my town?
Specifically, no, because I said borrow. You are the owner of this place, and I did happen to tell you that the halfling, he's a bit of a lice brand. He doesn't really
He's
work
a
with anyone.
dwarf.
I know, he doesn't have much to work with, so he wasn't really helpful, and we could really use those weapons. We could return them, but I don't think that we'd have too great a luck, even with all of your men. After all, you did have to hire us. So, I think we do need to have some better weapons.
He just looks at you and smiles and says, I think the 4 of us can handle it.
Enki just kind of... You sure? Because they got like dire wolves, and they got like a lot of goblins, and I don't think they understand this.
Well, it's been a while since I've had a good thrill.
Gilgamesh will say, then, good sir, if you'll please pardon my asking, why Why have you not tended to the problem earlier?
I like having heroes. As you can tell, their homes are quite full.
You seem awfully warm towards visitors.
Well, people in my town have to contribute, so one way or another.
Do you happen, says Enkidu, do you happen to have some sort of victor you can appoint that will be able to fight in your stead, so we'll be able to miss out on the glorious blessing of your company during this battle?
Am I not good enough for you?
I'm sure your battle prowess does not need to be in question right now. Your people skills, though, could be worked on. And that's coming from me.
He just said some things for a second. He says, I have a person who can run the town in my absence temporarily. I can help you with this goblin problem. All of my guards have their positions, but they must stay. And they have shifts, and during those shifts they like to spend it with their families.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I just thought it was...
So I'm the main person here who's not going to lose their position and is able to help. So do you want it?
I do, but just for those of us without your imperious battle lights, do you think that we could have the help of a couple glowing weapons?
I'll talk the dwarf into being fair at least.
When can we head towards the cave?
Let's go talk to the dwarf. I'm more than happy to help.
Let's. And he's humoring the Reeve.
So, they'll go towards the quick dwarf blacksmith shop.
I'm gonna call.
Yep.
The quick.
Yep.
Who's this guy for?
Reeve.
Okay.
And they approach the dwarf, and the Reeve says, Smith! They're interested in purchase. How can you help them? Dwarf gets a little bit nervous. I was being fair to them. He insulted me. So I want an apology.
He interrupts him and says, "You think 250 gold pieces?"
Side note, what were they? Like a quarterstaff? Like a short sword, right?
The weapons and then the bag of infinity.
No, the 250 item at his shop was the lightning javelin.
Lightning javelin, bag of infinity, and there was a third one, right?
Lightning javelin, a slightly enchanted sword, and a slightly enchanted horse.
The bags were the other one.
That were over at Beaningville.
So if you look, you think charging that much gold for a toothpick and a toothpick and a trowel is considered fair?
You see? Keeps impeding my honor. You know the quality of your wizard. Malark just says, ignoring the javelin, can you sell us other things? I'm anxious to get this problem done. One of our caravans comes in tomorrow. Dwarf just says, I'll sell fairer prices, but the javelin stays at 250. Is that better?
And Gil will say, then how much for the short sword now? Because, like, I'm for story's purposes, I'm asking. I can't buy the sword. This is why I was hoping to requisition.
100 gold. The Reeve just says, we both know this sword's good. Which one of you two were wanting to use it? Sword's a strength base.
So I was going for the weaker one. It's the same. Yankee.
Promise to finish the job.
I promise to swing until my arm won't swing anymore.
This is coming out of your reward. And he slaps the 100 gold on the counter. What about the quarterstaff? How much for that? The goblin. No. The dwarf seeing the 100 gold on the counter. 20. 20 for the staff.
Like a legit quarterstaff. Is 20 gold?
It is a +1 quarterstaff and a +1 short staff. Means your rolls to hit and damage. It's one on top of your strength. On both.
If that's 20 gold, maybe.
That's 20 gold for the staff.
I were adventurers of the coast, I would have written that slightly differently.
They don't have crystal. So I made what I had. Does 120 gold out of your reward satisfy you two for these weapons?
Side note, that was what, 100 gold, or did we?
I think we weaseled like slightly more out of it. Did we write that number down?
For the
The initial bounty or whatever it was, each
400.
person. 400 total?
Yes.
Oh. 330-ish, yeah, okay.
So it would be 280 if you bought both these items.
He said the sword and the quarterstaff, he didn't say the javelin.
Javelin stays at 250.
Stupid javelin.
But yes, just those two are 120.
Yeah, because like I only have 260 between us, so I could only get like just javelin anyways. So Enkidu will just kind of like look a little flabbergasted that the dwarf even managed to budge that little bit. You can tell he's still annoyed at the prices. I think we'll just stick with the javelin then.
Well, if you guys want the javelin, put the sword and the quarterstaff back up, please. The dwarf kind of jumps to put them back.
Pulls the step ladder. He ups up and he still jumps.
Can I have a little bit? Nope.
And Enkidu, after like looking at the fact that he just bought and spent 250 gold he did not have and will now not get to have, he perks up a little bit, seeing this struggling, stupid athlete.
Dwarf.
Or man, I thought athlete. Stupid dwarf. I thought you called him an athlete.
The guy at Bean and Gone is
Is there a difference between an athlete and a dwarf? I thought they were just both short humans. Well, short non-humans.
I'm gonna have to have you pay attention to that video in the future then. But anyway, so
one more thing before we start. Javelin stats.
alright.
Javelin with like telekinetic tether, so I can just throw it and like force bring it back. Just chuck and bring and chuck and bring.
Just to let you know, there's only one person out of the three of you that's actually proficient with the javelin. You're not proficient.
One of three, and I'm like, it's not either of my characters. Who's this third one that might possibly be proficient in javelin? Oh, what was it? Yeah. One person will have 130 gold and does not have their own twin to the pool for 260 gold. So maybe once we get this all sorted out, maybe he'll ask the group who's best equipped for it. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Because I just spent 250 gold of mine and my brother's money on a lightning weapon. I kind of want to just shoot sparks at trees while we walk to the goblins. This is all in his head, but he's just thinking about what he's gonna do with this sick new javelin he got from his stupid dwarf.
I'm hunting it down.
I know, I'm just trying to fill the silence.
Why is it looking at homebrew?
Is this a canonical weapon?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was a homebrew weapon. So it was like, oh. Yeah, I'll just stab myself with foam glasses and take 2 points.
Get your mouth stabbed on the inside by a chip, take 1 HP damage.
It's not that low with 1 HPV. It's the chip.
Okay.
Paper
Yep.
cut.
Chaplain of Lightning. Okay. When you hurl it and speak its command word, it transforms into a bolt of lightning.
Word of choice.
Ask the dwarf as he gets it done. Forming a line 5 feet wide that extends out from you to a target within 120 feet. Each creature, including you and the target, must make a DC 13 dex saving throw, taking 4d6 lightning damage on a failed save and half as much on damage.
So if you use the weapon and succeed and they fail, you still take damage?
Hold on, let me finish. Half as much damage on the successful one. The lightning bolt turns back into a javelin when it reaches the target. Make a ranged weapon attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes damage from the javelin plus 4d6 lightning damage. And here's what I am going to do, is that Baird, in his actual skillful ability, has also managed to make it to where you have these polymered gloves that will make it to where when you throw it, you do not take damage.
Even on a failed target? Or a failed throw?
Yes,
Okay.
you don't have to throw save it in the first place.
Cool. And these aren't like attached by a keychain. We'll
But you
probably
have to
go
wear
with
the
these
gloves in order for you not to do that.
and be equipped. And the gloves aren't there with it. For the sake of story, we will have to track this down when we find it. Because I doubt Baird was brought in on a call and just made gloves for him to sell the javelin.
No, he asked for a pair of gloves and he created the polymer for them, so that way it protected the person. And
Range 120. And can you just say the shorthand of those things again?
range 120, dex saving throw, DC 13, 4d6 damage on fail, half on success.
What would adding a proficiency to that be? Would that give it like a plus?
That would be your strength throw, but that would only be for the actual javelin damage, not the lightning damage.
So
And
it's javelin damage dice.
for what it
plus-
actually hits.
Yeah.
So like what it lands on. At
Well,
the
it's
very
just
end.
straight javelin damage dice.
That is an excellent question. A javelin is 1d6 piercing damage. And the dwarf,
As
when
in-
handing it to you, says, now, knowing Baird, he had to make the keyword a little bit funny to use it. It only works once per day. It doesn't work until next dawn. So you gotta be careful when you use it. The Baird
It's not fair.
made the keyword flapjacks. It's actually in the description for once per day.
They chose flapjacks.
Baird chose flapjacks. Yep. And I think he was hungry.
First off, is the javelin like powered down, safe to touch? Do I have to touch it with gloves? Is it in
It's
a jar?
powered down. It only powers up whenever you throw it.
He just takes it after hearing flapjack. Do you think I could possibly convince the man to change the code phrase? Because honestly, flapjacks does not sound like a business. I don't like flapjacks as a code word.
Well, you'll have to talk to him about it. And I'll actually show you a picture of the javelin. So that way you see what you're being handed. It is a double-bladed javelin.
I don't use this word for weaponry, but that's a sexy javelin.
So it only works once per day, so make sure it's worth it. Counting the 250 gold, the Reeve just looks at him and says, "Do you mind?" Dwarf gets really scared. No, I apologize. I meant no disrespect. And the Reeve just says, well, let's go kill some goblins if you guys are happy.
Well, our best shot, I guess. He's just fiddling with it. Knowing that he's safe without saying some sort of breakfast food, that it won't go off in his hands.
And he's wearing the gloves too. He has the gloves. So,
And again, without being proficient, this is just as good as some kid picking up a stick and just twirling it for fun. Like, he's trying to have a good go of it. He's doing like some cool ninja thing where he actually like doesn't let go of the thing at all.
and if I can get Gil to roll proficiency. I mean, not proficiency, percentile. Because you guys are leaving town now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, roll percentile.
Roll. I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't want to.
Rolling.
Say, hey. I don't know, do the rest of the thing in your song.
I don't know either. Cool. So you guys just end up back at the cave entrance.
Rolls well. Alright, you guys just go straight to the cave. I wonder what the motivation for that was. What would have happened on a failed roll?
You don't know.
I need to get my spell book from its landing point.
Which is behind the couch.
I really didn't mean to nail Elvira.
Okay. What time is it? Like 8:45. 8:40. And
I can't even make a joke and say it's just mom getting tired today. Cody's getting tired. Cody, almost died with 2 different characters a couple of times, and then was forced to do something so ridiculous he did not think would work. He wanted to go.
you know, it's funny because the DM told you, like,
I didn't think it would work, but I guess I was thinking, like, this is so dumb, even the guy writing the story can't make it work, which was hubris. Honestly, since you said, just do this, I thought, oh, I'm the goblin boss, I wouldn't have to roll for intimidation and still have the possibility of failure.
You have to prove the point, though.
I'm gonna do that to any call I don't like. I'm just gonna throw the ball at you.
Everyone's a critic. So, you want to move your the characters a little bit back away from the dire wolf of death? By the way, the Reeve is leading the march. He's all excited. He's happy. He's pumped.
So, knowing how this math is basically going to play out on the walk over, can Gil have just kind of like nudged Enki in like a be cool thing and just trailed behind, just not moved any closer than that? Just stayed
Yes.
right. Okay, cool.
But he is going to ask, like, you guys don't want to walk a little bit closer?
No, we want to see how this plays out. Don't you worry.
Is Nessis going to stay behind the Reeve?
Nessis is
Yes.
going to walk behind him and nonchalantly use him as a shield between her and the wolf.
So, he sees the wolf, and you, yeah, make him win that diagram. No, right in front of Nessis. There we go, yep. So, he sees the wolf. He's like, oh, you're a big one. And he just immediately pulls out both rapiers. So where's the problem you guys faced?
Oh, he's inside right behind this really weak wolf, says Enkidu. You just use your chopsticks on him. It ought to work really well. Because again, rapiers are like this thin, right? Really long, but again, yeah. You just use your chopsticks on him. It ought to go really well for you. And you're not just gonna make him Hercules. Like, you're gonna make him roll and fight.
He's
right?
gonna roll.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Because I was gonna be
He's
very.
not gonna Hercules it.
I was gonna have to give dissent on that.
So he's just like, okay. He pulls out his swords. The wolf raises its head. It sniffs in the air. And it licks its chops. Says, I know. And nobody understands, but he gives like a happy growl again. He's like, oh. And roll for initiative.
Everyone?
Yep, everyone.
Gil has 12. Enki has 16.
Initiative mod.
That was strength or dex, right?
Dex.
Or dex, yeah.
13 and modded 20.
For who?
Enki. Modded 20.
Okay. Nessus?
14.
Take your die for a second. Yep. You're seeing that properly.
Unless you were just looking at a dire wolf's HP.
I wish.
Oh, he told us already. It's not fun. That's why I'm standing back there. I thought we took a lot of health out of this guy last time.
So, yeah. Enki sees him.
Enki's
And
first,
he
right?
remembers what was done to him.
Enki stands there. Enki does nothing. Enki does not phone a friend. Enki does not pass go or collect 200. Enki sits in the dirt, actually on his butt. Not standing, not slouching. He sits at a distance. And enter.
Okay. Next is the wolf. It goes straight for the half-elf fighter directly in front of it.
Half elf, half what?
Human.
So maybe like, can we got some more? hate that you still at least try to use a poker face on every roll.
And actually, that one misses.
Say, yeah, it was a good poker face, but you did try.
I try. Sometimes I get concerned. I'm like, wait a minute.
I know. It's hard to read those words.
So, yeah, the direwolf kind of bites and it just gets a mouthful of armor. Next up is Nessis.
And you just hear this whisper, "Hey, come sit with us, it's safer." Literally.
Nessis, unsure about how all of this is going to play out here, just decides to creep back here and
She
sits
wasn't in
next to
range in
him.
the first place, right?
No,
No.
she wasn't. And Malark just says, you know, if I do all the fighting, I'm going to get that javelin back.
You just handle the wolf. We'll fight after this. Don't worry. It's not as easy as you think. Prove us wrong, tough guy.
Okay, so Nessis just skips her turn.
Yep.
Alright. Gil?
I'm not gonna waste a spell slot.
Gil will pipe up, "Fine, if you really want help that bad," and knowing that the firebolt will whiz right near Malark, but not in fact hit. Oh. So I know it's 3d4, I just forgot if there's like a saving. Range spell attack.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Spell attack bonus. Right? 22.
22, yeah, that definitely hits. Mind if it's 1d10 for fireball. He was looking at magic missile.
Oh, it's not close to you.
Yep. Just 1d10. Two. Alright. So yeah, you hit
Sparks the wolf.
You hit the wolf in the face and it is inconvenienced and it growls.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
And Malark just kind of starts considering the employment of seeing this little fireball whiz past him. He's just like, who did I hire? And he swings with both of his swords.
I kind of want Malark to die.
Ouch. Ouch.
And Enki just whispers this to Gil. I kind of hope this dude dies. I hope he bites it.
For your information, the first one.
Just putting that out there. My first swing connected. I'll have to know.
Both swings connected.
Oh.
I need to grab another die. No, I use mine. Unless, you know, I forget mine somewhere in my house.
Or somebody, accidentally picks up one of your dice at the end of the session and then takes it home for a couple days.
Yeah, that could happen.
It might have. You
Yeah.
don't know.
It has before.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, once.
Okay. But
I wouldn't say that.
Probably because you're trying to stay monetized.
Alright.
The Great Malark does how much damage?
How do I not seem like a deep or something like that? Look at this.
No, you crit failed or won?
That's each on that one. How do I not?
There's no way not to.
Like, if he does some OP swings and, like, shows us up, I'm not gonna be terribly angry.
So he slices the breast of the wolf and causes an obvious gush of blood. And then he takes his second sword and he stabs it into its stomach.
Not brain.
Not brain. And he pulls them both out with some blood flying into a tree. And just goes, yeah!
He just says, yeah.
He is
He was so emboldened by the rush of blood and testosterone, he just go.
well, you know, he has the testosterone.
He just went after it almost. It's gotta be big.
You definitely could see the human aspect in that behavior.
I wonder if the other half is work.
Like, yeah! Take that!
And the wolf is
Now Enki's turn.
still standing.
The wolf is still standing, but now its chest is profusely bleeding and it has like a leak from its stomach.
It's gonna have a couple more leaks when we're done with it. Colostomy bag. Or your goblin boss. Why? I'm so dead set on being an orc boss. I want to be a goblin boss today, and Enki will do that for his spell slot.
Okay.
So suddenly, there's a cowardly on his rump orc boss standing up, dusting himself off, and I'm not necessarily sure how you play this attitude, but he's walking up as if he's discovering something that he should not be discovering. Oh, the wolf is here, and he's basically trying to catch the wolf with his pants down and seem intimidating. You can't handle this guy. He walks like 5 feet closer. Excuse me. Do you need any help with that, Fido?
So, from what you said, roll.
I should have done the other thing too. But
I was gonna say,
well, I do have it. But I don't. You can't cast 2 spells. So
I'm not even gonna say that you need to roll for intimidation because you asked it if it needs help. So it looks at you and it kind of wags its tail, and it comes out. It's like, Master's here. But
why don't you travel out to the middle of the forest and find somebody that can actually help you? Waiting. Like he stands there. He is not saying something rhetorical to the wolf.
Just stands there pointing in the other
roll
direction.
for persuasion.
I feel like it can be charisma.
Yeah.
Oh, it's D8. Come on, that's not even a hard spin. Yes.
It's like, wait a minute. So Wolf looks confused. You only had 6 seconds. Come on, man. Turns are 6 seconds. Like, there's an extent. So I'm going to see if the wolf. Yes. It does not. It's just kind of confused.
I should have told him just to sit and heal or something. But yeah.
And so now it is going
2
to.
E's, not EA. That's the last thing we need.
It is going to try to bite Malark. That hits. That hits. It does bite. So it bites Malark's side, and it actually takes some flesh, and it found a weak spot in his armor, and its mouth is full of your employer. Well, that's the end of the direwolf's turn. Nessis.
Nessis, remembering her wonderful luck with her flame yesterday, is going to try again.
Hits. So, yeah, whereas yesterday you had some fizzles, today you actually had a considerable level of fire.
She packed the blue pill today.
A little bit. And it hits the wolf square in the face.
Uh-oh.
And almost all of its fur is gone. You see burns on its snout. There is no more whiskers. It is,
The flesh is gone.
and it just starts yipping, and it is in pain. Is that going to be all for your turn?
Yes.
Gil! Good old Gil.
Gil moves 10 feet for a line of sight for magic missile.
Okay.
I got 4 sets. Where am I looking force?
Oh, why do you keep eating them? God. 3, 5, 8 damage.
Describe your...
Oh, the words! I'm trying not to wake anybody, but hearing the words are sweet relief. And now comes the time where I have nothing to say. You can see, because, this wolf that was giving Malark a hard enough time already took a chunk out. It was kind of nice and empowering to see the Tabaxi just nail it in the face. I was like, fine, I'll see if this works. And I try for the second time to throw some sparks at it, and I just turn on the hose. Like, oh! I say out loud, hey, I got it! How was that, Malark? You feel better about your choosing your employees now?
Malark, holding his side, says, "Very much so, thank you." And he just sits down next to this dead wolf. And he punches it in the face.
Gilgamesh decides to take trophies of it during the monster carves of saves for the wolf.
Nessis
Slicey,
sees
slicey,
him
slice.
grab his side, walks over there.
Can you?
He just says, "Hold on. Save your magic while we're inside."
I have 100 health points. It's not necessary.
Let's just take a little bit of time
He saw your glowing hand. He already knew what you were doing.
Yep.
He's educated. He got to his position through hard work. He didn't get it given to him. He's just not right now. Let's just relax for a minute.
The boss says so.
Oh, I was gonna make some joke about already sitting down, but I forgot Enki had been standing for a minute. Like, take it easy, I'm already sitting down.
So,
Some people will say, alright, I got my steak. Anybody else want to head into the cave?
and he just says, "You guys go. You're going in without me."
Gil drops his jaw and says, why?
I'm hurt. I want to rest for a minute.
So we'll wait for you.
I appreciate it.
Got it. Never leave a man behind. We're here for you, boss. Boss man. Big boy, big boss. And he just keeps on going, just trying to lay it on thick.
He ignores it.
So we take a short rest?
Yeah, he's taking a short rest. I don't think any of you guys are hurt.
No.
No.
So we'll wait then.
For however long in-game time it is.
It's just like an hour in game.
Do I... Yeah, you don't get a... No, I do get one spell slot on a short, right? No? Yes?
No, you don't get.
Oh, it was just like 1d4 or something if I were...
Yeah,
if
it's
I
your-
were to do that?
It's your health.
Okay, I thought it was a spell slot too.
Nope. And he kind of just munches on some rations they had, and kind of see him acting all chipper again. He bandaged himself up. He's good. He's nice and primed and ready to fight again. And that is where we are going to end tonight's session.
I like it. I got some wolf meat. I only almost died like twice. I got insulted. I cried. And I killed a wolf.
And we finally
I-
got
I-
some vengeance.
Like, it's... I don't know a good analogy for this. Like, everyone's trying to knock down a house, and they've been using sledgehammers for 2 hours, and you get, like, that one support beam to take it down, you're like, I did it! That's what I did with that wolf. I killed the wolf. I got it. It was me, everybody. I killed it.